Cool. So I am live. Hey everyone. I'm Angel, the owner of Earth Angel Hills, and I would like to see the chat while you can also watch this from YouTube because it's streaming live on YouTube as well. I would love to see the chat while I'm streaming, but perhaps I won't be able to. Let me see something really quick. So thank you guys for joining me. I just need to figure something out real quick. This is my first time using StreamYard as a host. I've used it as a guest when I've watched other people's videos on YouTube. So I'm just going to my channel on my laptop so I could perhaps see the live stream chat. One second. Hold on. Okay, well, I'll just have to figure that out later. But anyways, like I said, I'm Angel, and I'm the owner of Earth Angel Heals. And so I know many people have been asking me to start teaching classes, and I've been waiting. I've been like pushing it off because my schedule gets very busy sometimes, and I've been like, okay, I'll start whenever I get less busy, but that hasn't happened. So I decided to use this time, the now that we have, to just start wherever that feels comfortable for me, and that happened to be now. So I'll be looking down. I'm reading from some of my notes, but just to give you guys a little backstory, some of you may already know. Oh, hold on. I think I can change the layout. Let's see. No. I just wish this was a little bit easier. Hey, Copper Soul, I can kind of see your video. It's good to see someone showing their face. Let's see. Let's comment. I would like to see the chat while I'm live. Oh well. So yeah, if you guys can just make comments as we go. That way I'm discovering the functionality of this StreamYard at the same time. Okay. Oh well. Anyways, back to the intro. Yeah, I've been rapping since January 2020. I went on a journey in Jamaica for like 4 months, and I just saw how everybody there was able to utilize their gifts and their talents and their abilities to live life. Like if you've ever traveled outside of America, North America, you might notice that people tend to be more relaxed. There might be less, like, there's still a hustle and bustle, but it seems like it's more catered to the people. And I knew that when I came back home to America, I wanted to live life in that type of pace. And so one thing that helped me do that was creating jewelry. It helped me create my own pace of life, and it helped me channel my energy towards something that was beneficial for me and my spirit. So yeah. So I just started with the basics, just making like simple rings and things, like just making like simple curve S rings and whatnot, things like that. Hey mom, my mom is here and I can see her comment, so that means okay. Hey Empress, okay, I can see your guys' comments now. That's good. I'm glad I can highlight your comments too. cool. Thank you for being interactive because it's helping me. So yeah, make public comments so I can see them as I'm talking if you guys have questions. But yeah, basically, that's just part of my short backstory. I've told it on live on Instagram a few times. Hey, Vlogs with Jazz. And if you guys want to know more, you can ask me, but I didn't want to go too much into detail. But the purpose of me doing this live stream today is to find out a good starting point for everybody and understanding what it is you want to learn with making jewelry. And it doesn't have to just be copper. It can be silver, brass. Those are the main metals, and gold. But I will say it's smarter to learn with copper because it's the most affordable metal and it's really easy on the hands to bend. And it's even easier than brass. Like brass looks like gold, but it's actually copper mixed with zinc, and it's quite harder to bend. It's a firmer metal. It's not as malleable as copper, which you see this is super easy to bend. And Vlogs with Jazz, I'm gonna get to you very soon with that comment. So yeah, my purpose today is to gauge where everyone is on their journey and what level that you guys want to start off with. Because for some of you, it might be more advantageous for you to do a group class, and then for others, it may be better for you to do a one-on-one personal session with live stream session with me. I also would like to introduce that I do have the personal one-on-one classes now available on my website. So if you want to get started with the one-on-one live stream like this between you and I, then we can get started. Those sessions are going to be $60 an hour. And I'll be a little bit flexible with the price depending on what the topic is. But the benefit of that is you get my full attention. You get to ask whatever questions you want. Ideally, it's going to be video to video so I can see what you're doing and you can see what I'm doing. I mean, I don't mind if you turn your video off, but I do need to hear your voice so we can interact with each other. And then, yeah, so you'll get the live stream like this. And what'll happen is I'll send you a private link when you purchase that. And we'll do we'll talk, I'll show you, I'll demonstrate whatever I'm teaching you, and then the video will be saved to YouTube under a private link that only you have access to. So that's a cool benefit. You get the live session, plus you get the video to keep for forever. I won't delete it. And you can go back to it, refer to it, study it, as well as learn from it some more. And of course, as we develop relationships with each other, you guys can ask me questions about things, like if you have, just questions about something you may have forgot during our session. Like I said already, I'm also using this platform right now during this session just to familiarize myself with this platform. It seems pretty easy to use, but I would like if it was just a little bit. Well, it's pretty easy. This is StreamYard. It's a free service. And if we do group sessions, I can have up to 6 people on camera at once, which would be cool because I want this experience to be very interactive for all of us. I want you guys to be a part of it just as much as I am. So how the classes will work is that once you register for a session, and I'm reading this, I may have said some of this already, group or one-on-one, I'll send you a private link that the scheduled live stream, to this scheduled live stream, and it's something that you keep private to yourself because you paid for it. And then we'll begin our session, and once we finish, you'll be given a link to the saved unlisted video. So yeah, for group sessions, that's something I want to be like nice and affordable. That way, whether it's 2 people or 10 people or 20 people, whatever, it'll be $10 per person to have access to the group session. And I'm thinking the max that we would ever do a live stream would probably be like 2 to 3 hours. You never know how long it can go. And the minimum, it depends on what I'm teaching. But I do want it to be, it'll be like a classroom session where you can ask questions. If you have a question, I could tap you in, you know. I'll have a time for you guys to, and I can see some of you guys live and in action. It's so cool to see you guys. I'm gonna click y'all in soon, but it's really dope to have you guys here. But yeah, it'll be like a cool intimate time for us to just explore this world of jewelry making together. So the interaction part is really heavy for me. So now is the time for anyone to ask questions if you have them, and preferably with your camera on. But if you'd rather keep your camera off, that's totally fine. But you do need to unmute your mic if I click on you. And then after that, uh, after we, if you have any questions, we will start by having everyone introduce themselves and letting me know what it is that you would like to learn. You can be specific or you could be vague because you may not know where you want to start. And some of you might have experience. Like I know Andre, he's getting his experience up, and and you might be starting at another point versus other people. I know Copper Soul got a lot of y'all got some experience. Pam got some experience too. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have everyone introduce themselves. So you could say like, oh, I want to learn frame building, or maybe you want to learn, different methods how to sell online on a website or Etsy. I'm here for that as well because I've gained a lot of experience in it, and I want to be able to share that with you guys as well. Or maybe you just need to learn the different gauges of copper wire or where to get materials from. Regardless, we will go over that. And then at the end, I will show you guys a few of my tools that I use every day and the ones that I find to be the most helpful for getting you started. And after I gather your responses, because once I click on you all, then I'll be like writing down what it is you're interested. That way, when I plan for these group sessions, I can know what topic to choose first. And you can expect for the group sessions to start up within a week or two. And we'll decide. Also, when I click on you, let me know if you prefer mornings or evenings for classes. So I'm going to click on Andre first. So you're going to introduce yourself. Let me know what it is, if you have questions about everything, and then what it is you want to learn. I'm adding stage, everybody. And then unmute your mic. You good? Yep, I can hear you. Oh, wait, no. Unmute it. Maybe. Oh, wait, I got to unmute it. Okay. Say something.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Hey,
All
Andre.
Hey, everybody. I'm Andre Gittery. My Instagram is superb.ag. And I want to take my rapping to the next level. I got a tendency to stay at the basics, but I feel the feeling to go deeper, and you definitely inspired me to go deeper, take it to the next level.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And I want to learn frame building.
Mm-hmm.
And like the different techniques to get the crystal to where it holds in, because sometimes I be rapping it and it be slipping out. I'm like, oh, it's frustrating. And a lot of times,
Yeah.
I quit in a moment and come back when I cool down. And one part that's real challenging for me is like when you finish and you try to make the hook,
Mm-hmm.
put on a necklace. A lot of times my measurements be wrong. It's not long enough to make a good loop.
Uh-huh.
It making a little the copper links that you be making.
Mm-hmm.
Challenging because it be too thick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I gotta wrap it, start all over sometimes.
Right. Which copper links are you talking about?
Like 12 gauge.
Uh-huh. Like the circle ones that look like this?
Yeah, like that.
Okay.
And sometimes I be the 6 gauge trying to make a thick a nice thick piece, but it'd be too thick. So if you know any easier ways to bend it easier,
Mhm.
that'd be helpful.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cool. Um.
And recently, I've been, if you know any like better pliers, because the ones I be using be cutting it sometimes,
Mhm.
cutting people and my skin.
Mhm.
How would you make it to where it don't be so sharp? Like, do
Right.
you
Better.
the techniques for that? I know I want to learn how to oxidize, where to get that stuff from.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Ooh. Oxidize. Um. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a word. Why I can't think of this word? Sand. Okay, sanding. Okay, those are all great. That's all great information for me. And can you just share why it is that you like making copper jewelry, or what is drawing you to it?
Mhm. It's hard to really explain it
Mm-hmm.
because this guy early on when I started to get those and he was rapping with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got drawn to it. Then I started early on. There's tons of people that's like, "Ooh, can you use brass and
Mm-hmm.
sterling silver?" And then it was just so much tougher for me. So I just got this bias in my mind, like, "Oh, I'm gonna just use copper because it was the easiest when I first started."
Mm-hmm.
And it was good that because I was able to really get the basics, get the feeling for how to curve it with the pliers and with my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, still, I feel like okay, I'm ready to use sterling silver because it's in brass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Because
Cool. Oh, keep going. Keep.
it's easier and I like the way it look on my skin, so I prefer copper.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, yeah. Andre is a great customer of mine, and kind of like a mentee in a way. He's really, committed. So I love sharing info with him because he's really thoughtful about it. It's not something that he's just doing, he's doing it because you can tell it's something that fulfills him. So, yeah.
My creative outlet,
Mm-hmm.
I like to share with people,
Mm-hmm.
and I just be giving it away because I feel like, oh, you need it more than me, so I don't have the patience to wait for somebody to sell it, so I
Right.
just give it.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
okay. All right.
Another
Cool.
more thing
Yeah.
is rings. How to make the framework for rings.
Uh-huh.
I be making a base, but connecting it from the framework, like that topaz ring you made yourself.
Yeah.
Like how to connect it to a ring to where it don't be moving around so much. I
Mm-hmm.
be struggling with that.
Like securing the stone in the ring.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I'm all about I'm all about securing the stone in
Hmm.
these pieces because I want it to last for a long time. And in the beginning, I'm sure people, that supported me might have had something happen. I used to have people who maybe their crystal would fall out and I would repair it for them. But
Hmm.
that is an important part of making sure that stone stays secure for as long as possible so they keep this piece throughout the years. But yeah, I'm gonna add somebody else in, and then I'll probably, at the end we'll probably do some more like things.
Cool.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Uh, Copper Soul, you up next? uh, Hold on. All right.
Hey, greetings, family. How y'all doing? What's up, Angel?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. My name is Kivante. My business is Copper Soul.
Mm.
I'm grateful to be up in here. My son is back here learning math. If y'all hear him, that's
Hey, son, with the mathematics.
yeah, that's all.
And you're
Name.
based in Atlanta?
I'm based in Nashville.
Nashville. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I started rapping in 2021, right
Mhm.
when my son was born. I really wanted to become self-sufficient and
Yeah.
make sure I had a way to provide for myself and my family that didn't depend on no pale-faced people or nobody that could just pull the rug from up under me. The
Right.
reason I chose copper was about 7 years ago. My teacher, his name is Musa. He's the elder here in the city. He made this bangle for me, and it always fit. It always looked good. It always just the way he did it was like so
Mhm.
meditative. It was in the middle of a reading, and so I was like, man, can you show me how to do that so that way, I have a skill. And I learned and learned and learned to the point where it's like, okay, well now I got my shows and I sell some of his stuff. I sell my stuff. But
Mhm.
what I really want to do is expand and keep growing because I got a website, but I'm not necessarily at the level I want to be. I know I can keep growing.
Right.
Uh, I might have got like one sale off of my site. A lot of my sales come just from word of mouth or pop up events or like African Street Festival. What I really want to be more, what I'm saying, present, have a bigger imprint on the world with my jewelry, with my, I call them more like armaments, spiritual tools, less about the aesthetic, but more about the function. I chose copper because it's electromagnetic, it's conducive, and
Mhm.
we people of the sun, just standing around each other, the room get hot. You know what I'm saying? Or you static shock somebody, and so having that copper for grounding and really showing people how to heal beyond pharmaceuticals is my aim. And
Yes.
yeah. So I would like to learn definitely the sketching stuff that you do. I think that's very next level, and just some of the basics. I'm always, wanting to review the basics and do the beginner stuff again, and then also some of the more business acumen, like setting up a site, Etsy, even on different ways to be present and grow.
Feel that. That's a beautiful story. Um, I'm trying to share something real quick. That's a beautiful background, and I love it. I love to hear what drew you towards creating and um, expanding the presence online is definitely. Sorry, I'm just sharing this link real quick to Facebook. Sharing. Sorry, I better do one thing at once. Hold on.
Yeah, it's all good because I feel like sometimes I can have a really good event, but
Yeah.
then sometimes it's like I don't have. Hey, son, I don't have a great event. It's like, damn, I was kind of counting on that, so I want a more steady stream, and you
Yeah.
know,
So that's definitely something I want to share, because my thing is personally, I am all about covering all the bases. So when I started off, I thought, oh, I don't need a website because I just started selling through Instagram. So I was like, just DM me, I got you. So it was DM me, I was shipping it out. I didn't know nothing about shipping. So that's something I'm gonna share with you guys in the classes as well. How to ship. And like I had friends here in St. Louis. I had a friend Toya, she stays in North Carolina and she was doing her own business. She would send me boxes to put my shipments in. Like um she would send me white boxes like these because
yeah,
like throwing stuff in there. So I learned as I went, and I think that's something very important for everybody is
just
to.
caught some of these.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
first time though.
Yeah, I think it's important for us to all get started and to learn as we go instead of just, like saying, oh, I need this, I need that in order to get started. I think it's really important to learn as you go and to keep the momentum of pushing forward. But yeah, so I'm definitely, going to touch on that, how to expand the online presence, because I started with the Instagram. Then I made an Etsy, and people were like, "Oh, Etsy has all these fees," but Etsy has amazing SEO, search engine optimization, to where they can get you at the top of Google if someone's searching copper jewelry, just because you're putting the right tags in on your and uploading your product the right way. So there's a science to that too. There's a science to knowing how to label your stuff online so that it's more visible. And then I have my own website as well. I promote on Instagram, and when I started teaching on Instagram, that kind of picked up on me, and it was going slow on Facebook too, but just recently Facebook's has been surpassing my Instagram.
Oh wow.
And then I have it on TikTok too. So the main thing is making sure you put yourself out there everywhere that you're comfortable with, because it really does help with exposure. I can say I've definitely gotten a sell from Facebook now, Etsy, Instagram, and maybe even TikTok. I don't know exactly because I'm not as active on TikTok, but just having all those, I even share on Twitter sometimes. I've gotten a sell from Twitter, so just having all of those bases really helps increase exposure. But of course, like in these lessons that come up, I would definitely be going more in detail with all of that stuff.
Hey, gratitude. I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna yes. Hey Pam,
Hey,
how are you? Did I catch you off guard?
you did. I wasn't sure I'd get there. I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah. Are you ready, or you need some time?
No, I'm good.
Cool.
Your platform is great. I'm enjoying being around you youthful people.
Yeah.
Spirit filled, understanding the universe and, the metaphysical properties and the jewelry craft making. You already know how I feel about you, right? Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you. You've been rocking with me.
You are amazing. I started looking, going online and searching jewelry making, wrapping, and looking at some other designers and some other vendors, and then you came.
Yeah.
I found you you showed up on Instagram, but I was on Facebook, joining groups and wire wrapping, and the weaving is just something I am totally not with, and it is the most beautiful, creative way to place a stone than my words can't even express it.
Right.
And you are just the artist.
Thank you.
You are the artist when you, oh my goodness. I'm like, will she tell us what size wire is that? How long is it supposed to be? Is it soft? Is it, what can you do? That's why I asked her that the other day. Oh, you can bend flat. Okay, now I know, but how have you ever experienced like tightness in your fingers or your hands when you're wrapping? Because you wrap a lot.
Tightness is if I'm working with a thicker gauge wire.
I've worked with 8 gauges. I work with 8, not 6 or 4.
Yeah.
But I work with 8 because that's how I was introduced to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These things, the wire wrapping that I do, it tends to be pretty easy on my hands.
Okay.
Unless I'm making like when I used to work at a storefront, I used to make a lot of bulk earrings because people buy those hoops like crazy.
Yeah.
So I was making earrings all the time, repetitively, and that's what would tire my hands. Or if I'm working with it's usually if I'm working with like thicker wire, but a lot of the videos you see me doing, they don't cause stress on my hands, just because of the gauges are smaller and they're easier to bend. But if I were to brass the same way, it's gonna hurt a little bit more. Even silver is soft, but it's springy. It springs more than.
I've been using stainless steel, and The silver, if it's not 925, the metal up under that is brass or something, and I do not like when that show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so copper, I love copper. I love the just the beauty of it, the metaphysical properties of it. You know, I have my own story about copper. Wear a bracelet if you wear some copper and let it turn dark on you, and go to the doctor and see what might be wrong with you, because it's all about the copper pulls it out. And once you start taking care of yourself and be healthier, you will watch your copper go from dark to the brightest copper shine. It's amazing. So that metaphysical property is actual. But what intrigues me the most about your designs is when you framed it.
Yeah. So
The
that's
fact that you sketch first,
uh-huh.
and you frame. And I had never knew that was I got books. That's not
Yeah.
there. Framing is not there. No.
Yeah.
Just wrap however you want to intricately wrap it, the stone. It's not it doesn't have a cage. It just has wires.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my main interest, is learning how to sketch it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then frame it, and then and weave it.
Mm-hmm.
The designs are just beautiful. I just hope that well, I'm hopeful that I learn this craft. When are you considering starting the class though?
Like literally, I'm just not even thinking about it too much. I'm just gonna keep.
Okay.
So when we finish this, I'm gonna see where everybody kind of was. Like private sessions can be starting whenever, and the group classes though, like it would be nice if I could start as early as next week. You know,
I'm interested in the group.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just easier for everybody because like it's gonna be cheaper. That way, everybody, it is, and then anybody who asks a question might answer your question, and we can all talk to each other. I can have 6 people up on the screen at once, but
Right.
I could also click people in or click people out.
And so you'll tell us like the type of wire, because I've been buying wire.
Mhm.
What I think it is that you use on the flat wire. I've even bought some soft so that it wouldn't be hard to twist.
Right.
I love it. When one day I was telling my husband, I said, "Dad," I said, "I'm watching this young lady. She is making wire wrap jewelry, and she had a drill.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had a drill, and she made it twist." And that's how you make your pull rings, And I'm like, that is ingenious. That's
Mhm.
ingenious. But yeah, I already told you, mine's I cannot pull them together and make them stay together. I hate them. I'd rather get them soldered, my pull ring soldered, so I don't have to deal with that part. I don't want it to ever come loose. But I'm glad to be a part of this event.
Yeah.
I'm the people who have already spoken their interest in jewelry making, and the crystals. I sell crystals too. I work full time. I'm fully time employed, and I make jewelry and sell jewelry and crystals. Yeah, so
Beautiful.
um, yeah, and I want to put your artistry in my creativity.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's for. I want to make it easier. I want to make those things that seem hard easier because I know it's a way like what you said earlier with the weaving. I don't do things that frustrate me. So
Mm,
I can't even really look at another person's art and replicate it because like I can't do like there's certain rings that people make that look
yeah.
uniform and those are nice rings. It's something I could do, I guess, if I push myself, but it's a part of me that's like, no, I just gotta flow. So I'm really a type of person who likes to flow, which is why
Yeah.
when I these classes, I'm really gonna be.
We're losing you. I lost you. Your sound went away.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's something going on, like a sound that's going in and out,
Okay.
so it's like affecting. But Yeah, I was just saying I like to flow with it, you know. So when I teach you guys, I'll be teaching techniques that you can
Yeah.
use, put together in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
That way, is no right or wrong. It's just like, okay, maybe you want to learn the coil, so we can learn this coil, and
Yes.
we can learn how it bends and how to connect it from one side to the next. But it'll be
What
you.
what size gauge wire do you use when you're coiling? What's the gauge?
I
Is it like
use
a 22 or something?
I use 24 to where is that? I have a lot of wire. Oh, anyways, I
I
use
bet.
gauge, 30 gauge to wrap around. Okay,
Use 30 gauge?
this one's 24 gauge.
That
And then I wrap the 30 gauge around the 24. I don't even know where it's
that
at.
is soft wire too. I mean, it's not as it's pliable. That's cool.
Yeah, and then I wrap once I have that once I have the 24 around the 30 around the 24, I wrap that
Hmm.
19 as the base.
Okay.
19 gauge square wire a lot of times.
Well, who do you get the bells from? What's the manufacturer you purchasing the wire, the
Oh,
copper?
so on that roll,
Yeah.
I get it from all places like
Rio.
Usually Rio Green,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I go to Amazon and
Okay.
they have a company called BNT
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
BNTHGO.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. They're good because they enamel it so it keeps the wire bright. So sometimes I like that because unless it gets scratched, then it'll like start turning. But
Yeah.
it creates a contrast that is nice.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for answering my
Yeah,
questions. I totally appreciate it. To me, you're a rock star. So I'm very excited to be here for real. You have no idea.
yeah.
I got that.
Yeah.
That was a
I,
nice piece you made for your nephew, too.
yeah.
He was
So,
excited.
I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put in our next person, and then like at the end we'll all come back. But I'm gonna put goddess within next.
Absolute. Absolute. Peace.
Okay, and then let me hear. Oh, talk. I think I can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. I'm excited because
Yeah.
I've been following you on social media for a long time. Yeah, for a while. Um, so I'm Gabrielle and I have a business. It's called El Jugo Feed the Cells. I am a spiritual essential shop. So I do make handmade jewelry and I have pre-made jewelry, but anything that guides the spirit to get deeper within themselves, to find themselves, I guess. I have the essentials to help you tap in to your higher self. And so I do wrap jewelry. I do a little bit more brass. So but I'm getting into the whole copper thing. I've wrapped many copper pieces before, but um I just think you're incredible. I think you're phenomenal. You're
Thank you.
amazing. You're like a superstar to me. So when I saw that you were having a class, I was excited, but I'm black. So yeah, I want to get more into framework. My rings I've done before, but I just think I need to get more into like the how to hold my rings together. I guess the right wire to use.
With crystals in it.
Yeah, with crystals in it. Yeah. hmm Definitely with the crystals in it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and just like, am I using the right tools? Um, yeah, I want to get more deep into it. Just your art, like basically what I think it's the person before me, Pam. I think she said that your artistry to connect with my creativity. So you know,
Yeah.
that's what
I
I want
appreciate
to
it.
do.
I know you shared it, but just what you do to make.
Wait, you're cut a little bit. I don't know why the sound is cutting out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I was just saying, what drew you towards creating jewelry?
Oh, yeah. So a quick little story. Um, I'm the type of person, like, I guess I've always been tapped into myself in some sort of a way. And I always give people ideas. I love to give people ideas and stuff like that. And then one day, I was giving this amazing woman I met her a long time ago, and she makes jewelry, and I was giving her ideas for jewelry. And then one day my boyfriend said to me, he said, let me ask you a question. You love this stuff. Why don't you create it? And I'm like, what do you mean create it? What are you talking about? Oh, I can't do this. That's what she does. I don't know how to do this. And he was like, you could do it. You love it. You're into it. And that's when I realized that I'm into making people happy, smile. You know, if it's something you like and you love, then, you know, if I can offer it to you, then why not? So that's what drew me to the whole jewelry thing. And it started off real small. Started off with just like, um I didn't even have crystal. I sell crystals also. I didn't even have crystals yet, but I had like maybe just like sages and stuff like that, small things. And then it just grew into the jewelry. I had a small little shop I was at, and I was working beside this wonderful woman named Inku. And she would, have me start. She started off, and I started off making like little beaded bracelets and stuff like that. And everything wasn't good at first, but as time progressed, everything just started to advance. So I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I got even more into it, crystals and everything. And I just wanted to bring what I love. I wanted to bring it to the people. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sharing and being here with us. So you're definitely interested in framework rings and crystal rings and things like that.
Yeah, crystal rings, and just making sure, like, I love, just like what she said, I love when you take the tool and you start spinning, and my favorite part, I'm like, oh, there she goes again, she's back at it. I love the videos. Everything is just so cool. I love your work. It's just dope.
Cool. I would be teaching those copper coils.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna bring in I think we only got one person left because I don't know if everybody's still here, but I'm gonna bring in our next person. Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
Sharon, you're next. Are you there?
Yes.
Hey, Sharon.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Um, so I'm Sharon. I have a little accessory boutique, so to speak, online. I've been making jewelry since 2016, and then I just kind of stopped. And then my mom passed last year, and I just kept hearing her say, you're sitting on your gift. You're sitting on your gift. And so to make a long story short, I just kind of been just kind of studying the wire wrap technique.
You went out a little bit.
Oh, I lost. Oh no, sorry about that. So the jewelry that I make, it's all done with gemstones, but it's not with the crystals and the wire and all of that. So I've kind of been practicing behind the scenes because I really want to. I just want to do something with wire. It calls my name at night when I go to bed, and it makes me get up, and it's so creative what you can do with it. So I just want to learn a little bit more about techniques. I think that what you do with the framing, by the way, I want to ask this question. Are you an artist? Because the way you sketch it out and you smooth it with your fingers, kind of smudge it, that's what really people that are artists do. So I wanted to ask you, are you an artist by any chance, or?
Yeah, well, my grandma, to be honest, like my dad's a DJ, so he uses his hands. My mom, she's doing hair for a long time, so she used her hands. My sister's like, I just come from a family where people use their hands, and my grandmother was an artist, and my sister is even a hairstylist, and she used to paint. But yeah, I painted. This is like a picture that I painted.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of felt like you had some, some. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm
Not
right.
that. Oh, you're right-handed.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I just want to kind of learn a little bit more about the basics and the framing and things of that nature. I mean, you keep yours really simple, but it's so beautiful. Some people, when you watch them, it can be so complicated. It's like it's
Yeah.
all over the place, and it's pretty. But I noticed for you, there's one method that you use for your framing,
Mhm.
and it's just great. So I'm excited to be here and to be part of this platform, and yeah, yeah. So I feel like God just kind of led me to you because I'm in Texas,
Okay.
and I was kind of willing to fly there for a weekend and just, hey, let me get a class and get on back home.
Do that too. We can do that too. You know.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about it. Yeah, so yeah,
That sounds great. I'd love to take this and travel with it as well. Um, so yeah, I think that what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add everybody to the stage. You guys can speak or not speak, but
okay,
this is everyone anyways who's left in the chat. So I did want to know, and thank you, Sharon, for sharing everything that you just shared.
sure.
I did want to know if when I set these classes up, you guys have a preference on the day or time. I'm pretty flexible, and I know some people work like, you know, just you can all say what time or just say evenings, daytime. You know, what you think?
I'm more evenings.
Evenings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know for me, during the weekdays, the mornings would be best for me, and on the weekends, the afternoons would be best for me.
Mm-hmm.
For me, if it's like late night, like I'm in Central Time, if it's probably like after 7 or 8 when I put my son to bed, or middle of the day, like 12 to 1, 12 to 2 or something. But really, I'm flexible because we homeschooling and we can make it part of his lesson. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Okay. So
Uh,
saying like around
even
12 daytime.
The earliest for me would be good would be like 8 to 12, because around 12:30 I get ready to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the weekends 5 o'clock I'll be good.
Okay.
for me, the evenings would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
after 7 time is good.
Huh?
is everyone pretty much open on weekends?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm open
Yeah.
on weekends. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll probably be setting this up for like a weekend thing. Um, in the evening, you know, that would be good. And what I think I'm gonna do is when I upload it, of course, I'll put it on my social media, and I will have the title. So let's say I'm just going over gauges and stuff that time. If you guys, if you already know that, then you don't have to attend that session unless you just,
Mhm.
and and then if if you see like frame building is what we're doing this week, you might want to attend it. So I'll have the time that I'll have all the time and all that info in it. Um, and then also, if you guys are open to it, I do want to have like I like this platform that we're doing right now since I'm getting to see how it works. So don't hold me to it, but I would like to like do some more live streams like this for on YouTube that will be public for everybody, and then it could serve Q&A, a open panel like where you guys have questions about progress that you've been making, or just we can see how that flows, or maybe it'll have a topic or something.
Mhm.
So can I give you a suggestion um, for us because our interest and our enthusiasm is way up there. That we show you what we have, like our tools,
Mm-hmm.
and if we have a piece and our wires, the type, because since I've been watching you, I've been buying my wires and I've been buying my tools.
Yeah.
And I've already had tools. I've been making jewelry since 2001, so I've already have tools that I have tools like I have crystals, so and beads. So I just think I want, because it's a piece that I really want to make. It was a piece that I was trying to make. It frustrated me, so I threw the wire away. It just frustrated me so. So so you can see where we at in
Yeah.
our skill sets and where we're on our way to.
Of course, yeah. We'll do like some progress stuff like
Yes,
that. And
yes. It doesn't have, just when you setting up your classes, like Goddess or Sharon, what tools are you using and what tools should you use and what gauges of wire and flats, and do we twist them ourselves or do we buy twisted wire? Is it always 22, 24, 18, 16? What's the, yeah, because I got it. I'm ready to do this part.
yeah,
My
yeah.
son wire wraps, and his artistry and technique is like yours. I did a showing it for him in his artistry, and he sit there and was making jewelry on demand, ad hoc, just sitting there twisting it up and making nice money. Had very great sales. So I thought about that while you were speaking, and it's just been like that. He just on ad hoc, just sit there and twist up 3-piece sets or something. So yeah, amazing.
Yeah, demonstration is what people love to see. They like to see the process.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did say in the beginning, you guys a few tools because this will kind of help for whoever plans to attend this little first session that we have. But the tools that I have, I use pretty basic tools. Like where do I start? Let's see. And let me see something.
Can you go back over the pricing again for the individual and the time and the group and the time frame, please?
Yeah.
Oh, I did have a quick question on that. I take some classes at this other place, and they kind of do like a session. Maybe like 4 weeks, you pay a certain price, and you get 4 weeks or 6
Uh-huh.
however long. But maybe if I don't make one class, I could just check the VOD or the video, or like if you got a certain. I don't know if you're gonna pay per class or pay per like month or something. So I was
Yeah.
just wondering if you was thinking
Yeah,
about.
I did some classes, and I'm gonna answer both of the questions that were just asked. I've done some classes in person with people, and I had like a 3-week course, and it was like $95. But they left home. They left with actual bracelets, necklace, and rings and stuff. And it was like a very nice therapeutic vibe. It was very inclusive kind of class. But I was to I'm not sure exactly who asked that question.
Copper.
Okay, cool. But the what I've kind of been coming up is like that group classes would be like $10 per person, and then private sessions would be $60 per hour. But I want to be flexible with that too. I just know that I got to be mindful of my time because with classes things can go pretty. You could get talking, and it could be, it can go on for hours. So. But with a group class, it won't matter on the hours. It'll just be like just 10, and we're gonna still maybe we'll go for maybe the main video, like I'll start off the video and the camera will be flipped towards my hands like on my reels, and I would demonstrate what I'm teaching for that day, and then perhaps at the end there'll be time for you to ask questions. You know, I can slow it down, do something again if you need to see it. And I will consider I will consider doing a package too. Just brought that up.
Smooth. Give thanks. Like a season pass, kind of. Boom, we in there. We have to.
You said what?
I said, yeah, give thanks. I was just expanding. I was thinking like a season pass, but you already answered.
Yeah,
A season.
yeah, we can get that.
Okay.
Back.
It is kind of hard to kind of gauge. Not really though, because if you do the group sessions and we know where when they are going to be and the time and the possibility of how long, we already know it'll be over. It's an hour for certain, but probably maybe two, depending on how many people and what we're crafting. Like everybody may have a different design idea, or you will have a shape of a crystal, and we use our own crystal and we follow your lead or something. You know how long, but how much time that take.
Yeah,
Like,
and then even if like there's only 5 people here, so even if I do, I'm likely going to pick a topic for each session. So if I'm doing frame building, that's going to be the name on it, and you can purchase it if you want, and even if you're the only person that purchases that session, that still gives you 101 at the price of just $10. Or if it's just 2
absolutely.
of you guys to attend it, then but the 101 for real is really like, I don't want nobody else. This is, we need to talk. We need, and we can go over more topics that topic.
Yeah.
You might be someone who already got the website and you're like, okay, look, I had a question about this, so it's just like a consultation really with that 101.
Yeah.
But
I still have to build a website.
Yeah. So we could have a website
That work.
too.
Yeah.
That could be one of the classes, website building.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm going to show you guys some of the basic tools that I use, and I'll let you know where I got them from. And this video is going to be saved to YouTube. So we're at like the 57 mark right now. So if you're like, I need to remember the tool, she said, come back to that 57 mark. So,
I'm not on YouTube. I'm on the StreamYard website.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But it'll be saved to YouTube, to my YouTube.
Absolutely. Okay.
So if you want to look back, you just go to my YouTube and it'll be there, because this video is public. But the ones that we do for our class will be unlisted, and it'll be something you had to purchase.
That.
So when I started off, I started with the basic tool set. I still have some from that set, but it comes with these round nose pliers.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second, you guys. I'm going to put my camera. Okay. And then real quick, playback, people will be able to hear whatever I say, if you guys know how to do that. Okay, I have everybody muted. So these, I need to wipe the. Okay. So I don't even have all the tools that the basic tool set comes with, so I'm just going to show you what I usually use on the daily and where you can get it from. So this tool set right here, I get this from Home Depot.
It comes with these, I'm just gonna call them needle nose pliers, that allow you to grip. They have these rinds in them, so that is something that will show up on copper wire,
Mm-hmm.
but it's something that I like to use because it gives you a better grip. If I use these like flat nose pliers, that they aren't as thin as these are. When you use these, sometimes you'll experience it slipping. And when you're making certain pieces, you don't want it to slip. You want it to grip it and be able to move it. Like, this isn't the best example right now because I can easily grip this and move it. But that's the difference. So when I'm working, I usually have these in my hand, these, and these are my main ones. So to go over it again, the set I get from Home Depot, I've had to buy it multiple times because, as you can see, these break sometimes, or the spring in them goes out. Like this has a spring to it because of this thing. This one, it broke. So if I use these, I have to hold it like chopsticks in a way, like this. And I have more than one pair that is broken like that. They do have warranties sometimes, so you can return them and get a new set of tools. And then even this one is not broken, but it is a little bit. But flush pliers are important to have because you want to be able to cut something,
Flush.
flush like that, versus this way. It has like a little divot to it. Yeah. So, like I said, you could get this kind of set from Home Depot. It's basically just flush wire. Even if you go on their website, you can type flush wire cutters or pliers, flush pliers. All of these I think are a form of pliers. They're just different kinds. And these I'm not the best with names, but I happen to call these like needle nose pliers. And they have these grips in them, which is really good for when I'm creating a piece like the one I got on my neck, because it helps me grip that little tiny small gauge wire. These, they might have come from themselves, but I got these from Michaels, and the brand is Beadalon. And these are just, the grip handle on these is very comfortable in the hand. And they basically do everything those smaller ones do, but they're bigger. And sometimes you don't want to, it will still make an indent, but sometimes you don't want to exactly like have an indent on the wire, so you use something like this. I use this. I use these two whenever I'm making jump rings. If I'm making a bracelet and I want to open and close it, I'll usually have one like this and the other like this. So I'll usually just keep this one in my hand to hold it. I use pliers and things as my fingers, you know. So yeah, the purpose of these would to be to not leave a mark on them, how this can leave a mark on it. And then these round nose pliers, I use these for whenever I need a curve. I used to make a lot of like snake rings, and you need something round to be able to curve it around like this. And I also use these to make my necklace clasps. You need something round for it to like that. Now this is I'm trying to think what to call it. like a jump ring maker, but I have it. Let me see. I got this from Amazon, and this came either from Walmart or Michael's craft store, and it came with some cutters, and then the ones like this that help you grip, the flat nose pliers, and then the round nose pliers. But the this one I got it because I wanted to be able to make different size jump rings. Let me see what it's called. This is called a bail making pliers, BAIL, and you can make like 6 different types of jump rings with them, and that's usually what people are using it for. But you could even use it in design if you just wanted like a nice like curvature. And then these Husky pliers they came from Home Depot in a set like this. They're very nice and strong, and they're easy to grip because the handle is so smooth. Now, I don't use these two. I just have to pull them out the drawer. But if I needed to, it would be for cutting. And it snaps pretty hard. This doesn't snap hard. So this is easier on your hand long term because you don't want to be always having to snap something. So this is good if you need to cut some thicker wire, but I usually just don't even use these. There's another pair of wire cutters that I use, but I broke them, and they're made in Japan. I'll show you what those look like. They're actually really dependable. I was just trying to cut a size that I shouldn't have been trying to cut with them, like this kind of gauge wire. To cut something like this, I got these. They're made in Japan as well. They're called MCC pliers. This can cut really thick gauge wire, just like it'll cut it like butter. And it's I just cut. Somebody recommended I get these because I was making a lot of chains and I was cutting them each by hand, but now I saw them,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a lot easier on your hand to use a saw. That would have really I get a lot of orders now on Etsy for this type of chain, like not a lot, but more like pretty often. So it would be kind of damaging to my hand over time to just keep cutting those jump rings. So when I saw, which I got this jeweler saw from Amazon, and the saw blades are Amazon as well. But I got this to saw. That would be a lesson in its own as well, just to easily create jump rings. But like I said, I didn't start off sawing. I started off cutting. So sometimes it's good to learn the basics. That way you can build upon it. And then one other tool that I use often would be this.
Alexandra.
Someone gave me this as a gift. They got it from Michael's. It has the measurements on the rings. It's a ring sizer. I use this a lot because people order rings. And I also use this when I'm making frames sometimes. Like, someone gave me their jewelry to clean today. I'm going to drop it off to him tonight. But I didn't use this for his piece. But let's say I did. If I wanted a nice little frame to start this necklace off with, then I would get a bigger piece of wire to show you guys with. I would be able to create a frame like that with ease just by having that ring size. Yep. And then I would, I ain't gonna give the lesson right now, but I would I would seal that off by wrapping wire around it, and then I could fold it over, and that could be the part that the necklace wire goes through,
Mhm.
and the crystal could easily fit right in there. So, I'm trying to think. Another thing is sanding can be important. As you get more advanced, you might want your pieces to be a little more polished so that they don't like scrape people's fingers or their clothes. And so I'll use this from Home Depot. It came with a set of files and stuff that you can change in and out. Husky is the brand. So literally all that Husky stuff, you could just go to like homedepot.com or your local hardware store. Lowe's probably has something similar, and it allows you to like put different this one can't fit, but all of these can be used to sand the jewelry. And then I've been using this sandpaper from Menards, which is also a hardware store. I'll use this like to sand stuff off. I'll just put it on a flat surface and I'll sand it, and it'll make it smooth. Even if it's like the back of a piece, kind of rough edges, I'll fold it up and I'll smooth it out by giving it a rub like that. And then I also have this from Home Depot. It's like a sand. It's like a sponge though. So this can easily, you know, can easily sand things as well. It just gets kind of messed up over time. So this is very dependable sandpaper. And they have different gradients. I get the more fine one, but there's some that's like you can kind of fill it out and learn it as you go. But those are my main tools that I'm using. I mean, like when I make bracelets, you can buy a bracelet mandrel like made out of wood, but I am somebody who try to use what they have for as long as they can. And I've been using this since I was started to make bracelets like these, as well as making hoop earrings around it. Oh, and I also use this every day, just about to measure chain lengths, or mostly chain lengths because people order chains from me, and I need to make sure the measurement is accurate. Yeah, so I think that's about it on that. Let me.
I sure was wondering if you use sandpaper or files.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
use both of those.
And I think a circle is a circle, right? You can use
Yeah.
whatever you got that's a circle.
Yeah, no, seriously, y'all. I use edge
Lotion,
control.
candles.
I got the lock gel edge control container I use.
Right.
You know what?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how.
And did you know that? Check this out. Jewelry tools are cheaper in the hardware section than they are in the jewelry section.
Yeah.
Glue.
That's why I go to
elastic.
Menards.
Yes, I discovered that, and because I got some tools from Menards, and
Menards are like $1.09, and they're
those
flush.
are nice.
These are a bit better than they're better than the basic jewelry flush cut they'll give you. These are a little bit harder on the hands than the ones I showed you from Home Depot.
Yeah,
I got the brand name because it's worn off by now, but they're orange red. Yeah. So what I have to do now is just pick
the topic that I want to move forward. Oh, hey, Marco is asking what grit do I use. I would tell you, but I threw it away. I threw away the grit. And I don't know if Jazz Vlogs with Jazz is still here, but she's asking why do I sketch it out, and I sketch it out because it just gives me a frame of reference on how to create the piece. But yeah, if I get the grit, I'll show you guys the grit. I threw away the package that it came with to tell me, and I don't think it says it on. Oh, it says P400, so maybe that's
Mhm.
yeah.
I have another question.
Yes.
This is Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
So I know the holidays are upon us.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to talk to you a little bit more about maybe doing that 101 coming to your city, and how would that look for you in terms of us getting together, and the rate and the time and all of that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I think I texted you on that when I first ran across you. I think I messaged you about that. Remember?
I think so. What I
Yeah.
did was knowing I was gonna do this.
Yeah.
I
That's what you.
I went to my Instagram messages and put the word classes in and saw anybody whoever asked me classes, and I sent them an invite.
Right.
A lot of people responded to the link, but it wasn't a lot of people that came in. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get a rate together
Mm-hmm.
because we could set that up a number of different ways. Like, if you got an Airbnb, we could do it there. And then you have to. I don't know. You have all your materials and stuff.
Well, you would. I have the tools, but I haven't really been working with copper or brass of any of that yet. Basically, just aluminum.
Uh-huh.
For what I'm doing right now. But yeah, that wouldn't be a problem, to bring what I needed, as long as I could get it through the airport.
Yeah, you can get
Yeah.
copies.
But
But we'll have to talk.
yeah.
So we can have a call this week.
Should I leave you my number on how should I can email you my number, I believe.
Yeah, email me.
Okay. That'll work.
Do that, and we will have a phone call, and we'll see what it is you want to learn, and we could pick a time and a date for us.
Okay.
And
That'll
then
work.
yeah, we'll know what tools. I mean, we could learn my tools too, but we can.
Yeah. I have most of the tools anyway, but yeah. So that sounds like a plan.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. I might have to come to Texas too, but we'll see. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So it's almost 8:30. Did anybody else have questions about anything? And if you do, I will unmute your mics. Oh, well, okay, yeah. Does anybody have questions? If your mic is muted, you have to unmute it yourself.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
The is there a particular drill that you use when you're coiling?
I got this drill from Home Depot. It's
Roby.
right.
Right.
It comes with the battery that you can charge,
Uh-huh.
and they have a line of items that you can recharge batteries with. Like, I even have a handheld vacuum from them, which you could charge that.
Okay.
But from Home Depot, you just move this in order to make it come in or go out. And then it has different speeds. I really just keep it on the same settings. And you can however hard you push it is however hard it spins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, moving forward, I will
Free.
I'm sorry. I think I accidentally exited.
Ah.
But yeah, moving forward, I'm gonna pick a lesson to have, and if you feel it's something you're trying to learn, then then you'll tune in, and if not, you don't have to. But since we set the weekend, it'll probably be like a Saturday evening, or Sunday evening might even be better.
Mhm.
Saturday get kind of lit sometimes. You may want to go out, yeah.
Sunday
Yeah.
doing football is a great time.
Right? You're a football
All
fan?
those hours, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll
Yeah.
be evenings, and I totally appreciate you guys like vibing with me, and I'm glad we all could connect on this. I'm glad we could connect on the same thing, something we all enjoy. But yeah, that'll conclude this session then.
Okay, I look forward to your posting when the first class will be.
Yeah,
Yep.
when I post it, it'll be under my live stream video sessions tab on my website, but I'll also announce it online.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And if I have any price change, I'll let you guys know. And Empress says what gauge round wire is best for making rings. That is up to you. When I started, I was using 20 gauge wire, and people were buying it, and that's very thin, but I was doubling it up, and I was wrapping wire around it. But a lot of times I use this 12 gauge wire to make rings. I didn't make this ring. Someone in Jamaica made it, but I think that's 12 gauge. This is the same. So 12 gauge is pretty nice and firm. You could also use 16 gauge. I have sheet copper. Sometimes I saw that and bend it and make bands like this. But it's so much you can do. What you can't see, my desk is messy, so I don't know. But I have a rolling mill. You can flatten the wire. Huh?
I said old clutch.
Yes. And then I have yet to open this up. But I mean I can show y'all real quick. People make these chains. They're called Byzantine chain. And the way I made it, it's very like thick.
I'm making one right now.
Exactly. And and yours looks perfect.
That's my favorite chain. That's
yours
my favorite
is better
chain.
than mine.
That is my favorite chain. I buy them. So y'all make them, really.
Yeah. So
Stop
what gauge are you using?
This is 16 gauge 0.5 meter.
Yeah, and what are you wrapping it around to get the coil?
A mandrel.
Okay. You know how big the mandrel is?
Probably like
Or like millimeters? It's okay if you don't, because I have like
4.5.
4.5?
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Well, thanks for sharing. Because hold on. I have different size ones. Like this one is very thin. I don't even know I have the millimeter if I measure it. And then I have one that's thicker than this. These are just rods that I got from Menards and cut them in half.
Yeah.
But on Amazon they have a set of different mandrels I saw. Because I was trying to make some like really small Byzantine chains. Like super small. So it could be like a full bracelet. I can't even. I was trying to make them like super duper small.
Oh wow.
But I was trying to find, because there's people online who use 22 gauge. And I was trying to experiment with this one's too loose. So I'm glad you shared that. 4.5.
Yeah, if you're using 16, it needs to be 4.0 to 4.5, so that way it'll fit right.
Yeah, that's aspect ratio is what I saw online. But these are you can make your own gauges of wire. So I ordered some.
Oh,
These are like shapes. So people will take that Byzantine wire and pull it through here, and it'll be a square Byzantine wire.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
yeah, and these I got from Etsy. I gotta remember what it's called. And then this one's with the round holes in it. So
yeah.
you could pull a thick piece of wire through it. You have to gradually do it through the bigger to the smaller, and you can make your own wire. My friend in Jamaica, his name is Crystal Box on Instagram. He's a great resource too. Like he's a really knowledgeable guy, and he's really a silversmith. He melts metals and creates wedding ring bands and all types of stuff. But
So,
he told me about he makes his own solder, his own silver wire. He goes thrifting for silver, melts it down, and makes it into wire. So you can do all of that.
Wow, that's talent, skill.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
the first lesson might be about different gauges and stuff like that, and um, we kind of went over the tools. But the thing is, you don't have to have everything to be a part of the lesson, because you'll have the video link, and you can always go back, and watch it whenever. And you could create your own private playlist. Yeah.
Wow.
I have another question. So with the group lessons,
Mhm.
when you send the link, um,
You
how
going in and out?
like? Oh, okay. Could you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, with the group lessons, when we're doing payment is done. It's gonna be done through like PayPal or something, or like.
It'll be like you're buying an item off my website.
Oh, okay.
You just add
Okay.
it to your cart, and as soon as I see that you paid that, like instead of me getting something to ship to you, I will email you that link.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll already have the time, the date. All you'll have to do is show up
Okay.
by clicking
Cool.
that link. Yeah. I just wanted to be as organized as I can, because guys, I know Andre was talking earlier about how he gets the measurements wrong and stuff. I really like when I make my necklace clasp, I don't measure them out. But I have before. I know how to eyeball things so well by now that and I just don't I'm just unorthodox in that way. So but I will do measurements, because some people need measurements, and that is important for some people. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of lesson planning, and then I'll put it in the description what we're gonna go over. That way you can see is this something I want to attend.
I think that's crazy with jury making. I think it's crazy because when I'm wrapping crystals, I just go it's sometimes it's hard for me to repeat a pattern. Like you'll have to be like, oh my God, can you make me 2 of these? And I'll be like, I can attempt to make you 2 of these, but it's no promises that you get it the same way.
Yeah.
But I think that's like the creativity part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it so fun, that you can that's how that's your path. Like you can just eyeball it and see okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I'm gonna do it. And it's just amazing. Like craft is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. So
have you ever made somebody a piece and they was wearing your piece and you didn't, and you complimented it and forgot that it was yours?
I don't know if I forgot, but it could almost have happened, because I used to a lot of people in my city know me, because people will be like, my dad is he sees people with their stuff. He'd be like, that's my daughter. They'd be like, what? That's my girl. And then there's other people at his job that be wearing it, and they all know each other. So I have a lot of people around town be like, oh, I saw like my friend, one of my best friends, she worked with somebody who was like, "Oh, I just went to so and so." She's like, "What? That's my best friend," you know. So I might have done that before. It's very likely, but
I've made pieces, and I would compliment my friend who was the customer, my friend who purchased the piece, and tell him, "Oh, that is so pretty! Wow,
yeah,
you
I'd be like,
made it. What?"
oh,
It's one and done. It's over. If I don't take a picture of it, sometimes I forget to take a picture of my stuff, and it's gone, and I can't remember it at all.
yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. It happens more times than I want to say. That is
Yeah.
so pretty. I got it from you. Oh, that's
So
real pretty though.
so one more thing, like you guys feel comfortable with the pricing and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now
the,
I have
the
one more
how
question
much is the
before.
class?
Hold on. What'd you say, Sharon?
I have one more question. So with that being said, if you have like the framing class for a person that might be a little bit of a beginner, will you tell them what they need, like when you send the link? Or I mean, I know you said they'll pay for it, put it in their shopping cart on your website, and then you'll send the link. But will you some kind of way tell them exactly what they need other than the tools in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the wire, what kind of wire, what size, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I can do that. And the thing is, like, if you don't have the exact thing, like, because I like to use 19 gauge square wire when I'm
Okay,
creating.
19 gauge square wire.
I can, when I create the course, I
Mm-hmm.
put in the description underneath it, I can
Mm-hmm.
put, here's what you're going to get out this lesson, and here are the
Mm.
materials you need. Now, if you don't have materials, then you can still tune in because you'll be able to witness it, and you'll have that video as a reference saved
Okay.
for whenever you need it. But you can
Mm-hmm.
also still, like, if you don't have 19 gauge square wire, maybe you could. It's really like these lessons. If you don't have, hey, some of this and that, how are you? If you don't have like the square wire, like you could go to Amazon and purchase small quantities if you want to just practice along with it. But I
Mm-hmm.
like the main speaker in those lessons. That way, when someone's watching it back, it's not more of a dialogue. It's more of a, this is how you do it. And then at the end, then we can have question time and stuff.
Okay. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. And then so I'm gonna have to do some lesson planning, and that'll include the materials.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. So if nobody else has questions, and maybe you had one, Gabrielle, then we can wrap it up. But did you have?
Yeah. My last question was just like the pricing for the group video. I'm sorry, I must have missed it when I was.
Mm-hmm. You said for group.
Yeah. Wait. It's gonna be single or group? The
For
one.
group, it's gonna be like $10 a person. For
Okay.
personal, it'll be $60 an hour.
Okay. Okay.
And the personal is more like, it's gonna be a lesson, but it can also serve as a consultation. Just talk about whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a person does the 101, so will you be able to see them and what they're doing as well as what you're doing? You know what I mean?
Yep. It'll be like
Okay.
this, but just two of us.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and it can move at a much slower pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll definitely be more personal. It's I'm the type of person who likes to learn 101, but I like group too because I can ask questions and it can help others, and they can ask questions that can help me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, one more thing. If I do a lesson and you happen to see the title at a later date and you're like, oh, I wish I made it to that class, since the link will be saved, you can purchase that video, that private video.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And in the future, you know, just depending on how things work, I will like maybe I'll make some public videos. I don't know. It's all about time management because I wish I had more arms, you know.
Enough time
Hey,
in the day. I know.
when you going back to Jamaica, we gonna get a class out there.
Yeah, for real. I have people. I have a girl who just started I need to contact her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I let it go so long without contacting her, but she just opened a store and she wants to do business. So, you know, like, you know, she wants my jewelry there. And if you guys they may want your stuff. So it's like we're limitless. You gotta really, you know.
That would be so dope, like a jury, like a retreat where you go and then you just learn how to make jewelry.
No, for real. I know
That'd be dope.
connections there to where they're like, you need to do that, you know? So it's not just an idea. We could, you know, in a perfect world, if we all get up in our skill, we can have a whole coalition where we are doing these things, traveling and everything. Even like, you know, the more I put on Etsy, that's cool. Is that metal?
Yeah, this a copper incense holder.
Very nice.
Out of sheet metal, yeah.
That's pretty.
I love it.
You made it?
Oh yeah. That's a technique called form folding and flame painting.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
You sell
That's
those?
nice.
Yes, I sell these in flame painted and pure copper. Some of them got crystals on them.
Yeah, when you fire, like, colors come through.
Say it again.
When you put fire on it, it makes the different colors come through on the copper.
Yeah, you got to put the fire on there with the torch for like a little bit, then pull it off, and once it cools, it holds different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could even have sessions where we just share stuff like that. But like that's something that should be on Etsy because
I'm telling you, that's nice.
Definitely.
Let me see that again.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Love it.
Let me see that again. Is
Dope.
the line that gets the ashes wide?
Yeah, I just dumped that out. They were messy, but
Of course.
yeah.
That's nice.
Thank
It
you.
stands. It lays nice on the table. Yeah, it's nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Right up there with your pieces, Angel.
Yeah, look, I order stuff like every once in a while, like when I was really trying to when I was working my job and I was really just trying to bring in more money, I will order things that are already made and resell them. And you can do things like that on Etsy just to build you can have a marketplace like that. The people I order from, they have over like 100,000 listings.
Wow.
Already tells you that they are making at least $100,000 more than likely, you know. So when you're on Etsy, it's like being on Amazon, and just having those listings, it can keep you busy if people are putting in orders, you know.
It gets troublesome or frustrating because the jewelry market is so saturated.
It is, but there's only one of you. So
yeah.
Well, this is true.
You took it from me. I was just about to say that.
This is true. This is true, you know, but it's still a fact that the market is so. I mean, when I started, when I got involved with the crystals, I've always made jewelry out of crystals, you know, beads. But when I got into the crystal aspect, that came at COVID, you know. And it's 2023 now, and even then in 21, it was just saturated. And now it's even more so now because people are becoming more conscious of, you know, spirituality and the metaphysics of the crystals. And so it's it's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, waiting for the next class.
Yep.
The first one. Cool beans. This was great. This was.
Thank you, Sharon, too. Yep. All right. Well, it was great talking with you all, and I will be working on organizing that first class.
Thank you so much, Angel. It was amazing talking to you.
Yes, you as well.
Just thanks.
Peace,
Okay.
peace,
Namaste,
peace.
everybody.
Love,
Love
love,
and
love.
light. Absolute. Peace.
More
Peace.
life.
More love. Absolute.
Yes.
Oh, I like y'all.
True. All right, y'all. I'm out.
All right, one.
Till next time.
Later.